Good day and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday we shared a story. It's a recent story with a coaching client of mine, Eric, who gave me full permission to share his story. And we talked about how he navigated with incredible success an important job interview here recently by applying lessons that he had learned from the recent TED Talk by the very charismatic CEO Michael Brody-Waite, who himself is in recovery from severe addiction. The TED Talk, as we mentioned, is simply entitled Great Leaders Do What Drug Addicts Do. I highly recommend it to you. And as I shared yesterday, Eric and I in our conversation talked about how he had applied all three of Michael Brody-Waite's central insights. The first one was to be authentic, and that was Eric's being completely transparent in this job interview. Surrendering the outcome, Eric was willing to risk everything by his being so honest in this interview. And thirdly, to do uncomfortable work. And this is where we left off. It's implied in all the work that Eric has had to do so far in early recovery to even make possible this huge success he had in this recent interview, to do hard work. Our homework invitation was for you to reflect on any uncomfortable or hard inner spiritual work you've had to do these past few months of the virus pandemic and the lockdown. In order for you to cope with the hardships, limitations, or even tragedy, what have you had to do in terms of uncomfortable work in order to make it through? And I'm going to ask you in your reflections, how'd the exercise go? What'd you come up with? Plus, I want to share with you what came up for me. Just yesterday morning, I woke up and realized I was feeling more depressed than usual. Though I usually wake up feeling a little bit crusty, that's what my wife Colleen calls it, this felt different. And as I sat and reflected on this, I realized I need to address something that's missing. Over these last several months of the quarantine, I've exercised less and less frequently. Any of you who've been with me for a while here in our daily posts know that I've had a ritual of going swimming every morning in a local community pool. Well, that's been closed for all these months. And I've tried to improvise other forms of exercise, but not really succeeded in kind of getting any momentum going. And that really needs to change. I realized yesterday that my feeling depressed was a function of my needing to do some uncomfortable work, namely about needing to get up a little bit earlier each day and really discipline myself, commit myself to daily workouts. I think that my not doing that is clearly not sustainable. So for today's homework, I'd like to ask you to identify some uncomfortable work you may need to do. That is, if you're going to move beyond simply just kind of existing during this time. We're talking about moving from surviving to actually thriving. And what do you need to do? How do you need to move proactively in ways that will help you to actually thrive during this time, even with all the limitations that we have? I am in no way here meaning to minimize the profound hardship in your life, but rather what we're wanting to do is to maximize what you can do within such limitations to increase the quality of your day. So that'll be your assignment for the next 24 hours, to reflect on something that you could do. Maybe it involves some uncomfortable work, some uncomfortable change inside, outside, in your routine, etc., to be able to move to the next level of life satisfaction, even during a time of great stress. So I wish you well in that. I want to thank you for joining me today here at the Vitality Project. Please stay safe, be well, and I'll see you again soon.